How's it going, YouTube? We are back, and this time we're going to be talking about the top 5 contenders for MVP according to Vegas's live odds. These are the current favorites right now. We're going to start with the National League. At number 5, we have Mookie Betts, plus 1167 here. On your odds, you bet $100, you get 1,167 back. He's hitting a 261 with 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and an 823 OPS. He's off to a slow start this year, so I think the reason why he's up here mainly is because of his name. We know how good Mookie Betts can be, and the fact that we're not getting it right now means that it's coming in the summer, more than likely. And he doesn't stay down for long. He's picking it up a little bit the last couple games, so expect that number to drop pretty significantly if he starts to get on his little streak that he tends to go and hit for monthly. Second, we have Juan Soto at plus 1067, hitting a 262, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and 803 OPS. If I was picking between those two, I would definitely take Mookie. Soto spent some time on the IL this year, and Mookie's numbers are currently better, except for average. So definitely I would prefer Mookie Betts there. Soto has a lot of pop, and he's one of the bright young stars in this league. But right now, I don't think he's gonna win an MVP. I think I think all 4 other guys on this list have a better chance. But right now, he's the 4th best favorite at a 1067. And then Jacob deGrom at a plus 800 with a 3-2 record, 0.68 ERA, 40 innings pitched, 65 strikeouts, and a .60 WHIP. He is doing his best part to carry the Mets every time he goes out and toes the rubber. He's insane. I think he won a game 1-0 on his own with an RBI. He's been sensational, and barring that he doesn't spend too much time on the IL for this oblique strain that he has, or his right side strain, whatever they're diagnosing it as, I think he has a really, really good shot, and that plus 800 would be pretty nice if you decide to go that route. Because the second option here, Fernando Tatis Jr. at plus 800, doesn't have nearly as good of stats, but he's the second favorite. I would much prefer taking deGrom there. If he continues to pitch at a pace like this, he should have MVP locked up 100%. It shouldn't matter what his record is or what the Mets record is. He's playing probably the best baseball out of anybody in the league right now, and I think he would deserve a pretty decent shot at MVP. Especially over Tatis. Maybe not Acuna Jr., but with Tatis' 240 batting average, 9 home runs, 14 RBIs, 7 stolen bases, and 867 OPS, I think those numbers are pretty mediocre for an MVP. Obviously, he started slow and the power is jumping for him recently, but his average is still too low, and he's striking out way too much for me to even consider him in the conversation for MVP. I would take probably everybody else on this list, except for maybe Soto, because of how few games Soto's played. Tatis will probably be number 4 for me. So Soto 5, Tatis 4, Mookie 3, Acuna 2, and Jacob deGrom 1. But Acuna batting a 305 with 10 home runs, 22 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, and a 1040 OPS is having a fantastic year. And this is kind of what we expect from those 2 young guns in Soto and Acuna. Soto's not quite there yet, but like I said, he's been battling some injuries. He has a pretty good shot. That plus 273 is extremely low, considering how he came to start the season really, really hot. If he continues to play like this and continues to hit bombs at the pace that he's doing, gets himself a 40 home run season, 6 stolen bases, could maybe see 40-30, and that will definitely put him in a strong case for MVP. But right now, I give it to deGrom, barring that deGrom stays healthy enough to win it. And then let's move over to the AL, where we have Jose Ramirez at number 5, a plus 1767 with a 259 average, 9 home runs, 19 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and an 891 OPS. Average is a little low for me. I like to see averages around 270 at least if you're going to have high power numbers. 19 RBIs is pretty nice, and the 891 OPS is pretty decent as well. Another guy that's probably in there for the name, I would prefer to see JD Martinez up there maybe. or Xander Bogaerts. There's a couple of Red Sox that might be, or that maybe should be in consideration for for the MVP, but right now it's Jose Ramirez at number 5. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. at 1167. And if I'm looking at that 1167, I think that's a pretty sweet number for what he's doing right now. 310 batting average, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs, a stolen base, and a 996 OPS. Right under 1,000 for that OPS, and that puts him in elite company. Sensational so far. This is what we've been expecting from him since he came up. His rookie year and his second year, he wasn't outstanding. A little bit outshined by Bo, but now he's really showing himself to be the prospect that we all thought he was going to be. The baseball just kind of sounds different when it comes off of his bat. He slimmed down. I think he dropped like 20 pounds and put some muscle on, and he's hitting the ball at a pretty decent pace here. 310, 7 home runs. Sensational. It's been great to watch him play. Byron Buxton at plus 983 is another guy who's having a little bit of a revelation year. 370 batting average, which is pretty good. 9 home runs, 17 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, and 1180 OPS. If you're talking about value, that's that plus 983 on the guy that's hitting 370 with 9 bombs, and an OPS over 1,000 is pretty nice. Obviously, we're only 1 month into the year, and a lot can change in the next month by itself, in the next 2 weeks by itself. So expect him to come back down to earth a little bit. We've never seen this kind of play from him before, so it's a little bit surprising to say the least. But Buxton's a guy that'll steal you a bunch of bases, one of the fastest players in the league. His pop is really starting to develop. He's got a Gold Glove caliber defense in center field, and all those things are to be taken into consideration when you are picking out an MVP. And I think he has a pretty decent chance if he keeps going at a pace even slightly lower than what he's doing right now. And then second, according to the odds, is Shohei Ohtani with a plus 867, 1-0 record, 2.41 ERA, 18.2 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, 1.39 WHIP. So as a pitcher, he is doing pretty decently. I know he's missed some starts because of a blister and some arm issues. Personally, I think Ohtani should stop pitching because a lot of his serious injuries have come in that right elbow from pitching. He's a great hitter, and he'll have a great career as a hitter alone. Obviously, we want to see the two-way player, the two-way phenomenon that he is. But if you're thinking in terms of his career, if he keeps having problems with his arm, it's better for him, and it's better for the Angels, and it's better for the MLB if he just hits rockets out of that left-handed batter's box. He's hitting the ball great right now, batting 276, 10 home runs, 26 RBIs, with 6 stolen bases and a 952 OPS. So I definitely see why he's number 2, being that he's pitching well as a two-way player, and he's hitting as well. So he's no parts of his game are floundering really. He walks a little bit too many people for my taste at a 1.39 WHIP, but we'll take that considering that he's a great hitting pitcher. And then Mike Trout, the plus 200 favorite, batting 376, 8 home runs, 18 RBIs, a stolen base, and a 12.01 OPS, which is almost unheard of. Mike Trout is Mike Trout, man. He just doesn't know how to not be good. Last year he had a down year, hitting 282. 282 is probably a lot of people's best career year, and for him to have a down year at that and still be in consideration, I think probably top 5 in MVP, is amazing to me. I don't really think that anybody can truly keep up with Trout. You'll see some guys like Buxton and Vladdy move around towards the odds, toward the bottom, as well as Ohtani. Barring everything stays healthy with Trout, I expect Trout to pick up another MVP, and he's going to start needing to add some more shelves in his man cave for all these MVPs. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime player, Mike Trout is, so let's enjoy him while we have him. Hopefully, somehow he gets a World Series, whether it's in Anaheim or in another city. Angel fans don't want to hear that, but in another city, if it has to be. I know he's locked up for a long time, and I'm pretty sure he has a no trade clause, but if he's toward the end of his career and he still doesn't have one, I expect him to waive it if they need to move that contract out. But still a long time before that needs to happen. So right now, I think Trout deserves to be the favorite, and I think Acuna and DeGrom deserve to be the top 2 in MVP votes for both leagues. And that's going to do it for this video. I know it's a little bit cluttered. I'm trying to figure out ways to make it look nicer, but my writing isn't very neat. And when you're using a whiteboard and you're writing things down with a marker, it doesn't always tend to go the neat route. But that's going to do it. leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, comment if you guys like videos like this where I give my my 2 cents on current races and MVP, power rankings, stuff like that. And I'll see you guys next time.